Eddie Grant's song. It's like, that's why I want us to be super stupid rich. Because if we're going to have a theme song for our podcast, we could just buy it off of him.
No. Buy it off of whoever owns the rights. Yeah. But you said you don't know who owns the rights.
I don't know who owns the rights.
So then we'll just like have to Electric Avenue out of here.
I mean, how long have you guys have Spotify? Because I've had Spotify since 2015. So I've seen it on there. I've listened to it before.
And then it's just not on Spotify.
Yeah, it's just
anymore?
not on Spotify anymore. They did that with like, Taylor Swift, several other things, most of Japanese music. But specifically, like once in a recent moon, I always just check if it's there, and it's still not there.
Okay, so I have a quick question. What if we played Electric Avenue here on the podcast? Would we get copyright strikes?
Dude, we get strikes so hard. I think they're meticulous enough to just find it through any platform necessary.
Really? So they go on Spotify and listen to every single thing just to find out if Electric Avenue is.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like, this podcast has Electric Avenue. We're going to strike it.
I wonder how you feel this. I hope it's just Eddie.
Is he alive?
I don't know. The people who usually talk about are probably dead.
Like Return of the Mac guy.
Well, he's alive.
Oh, he's alive. Who did we think that was dead when we were talking about it?
A lot of people.
Oh, you can't just say that.
No, what you thought was for Return of the Mac guy. I don't know his name. There's something Mackey.
Yeah. Well, he returned. I was just like, did he actually return? Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Yeah. And apparently, Electric Avenue is actually a street in Brixton or Brighton, depending on I forgot where he lives, but somewhere in Great Britain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
and
apparently there was some shit going down on Electric Avenue.
And that's why he was singing about it? Oh, I thought Electric Avenue was like some kind of sex thing.
No, it's about riots.
Oh, it's about riots?
That's why I said I was singing
it. It's the perfect time.
I was singing it out of nowhere. I was just like, oh wow, this song's actually pretty goddamn relevant.
Oh, I see. Oh, that makes sense.
Out on the street there is violence.
Yeah. Be safe, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not only is there violence, but now there's crazy maniacs that are owning guns for illegal purposes and then going out and shooting the people that are out there on the streets and then not getting arrested promptly.
Look, let's just get this straight for everyone listening right now. It doesn't matter where your political stance lies on any of these issues. He killed, what was his name?
I don't know.
The shooter killed, I don't remember how many people either.
He killed 2.
He shot 4.
I thought it was 3.
Oh, okay.
So he killed 2 and then he blew one guy's arm off.
Damn, really?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, anyway, he did that and he didn't get arrested right away. That's all that should have been pinpointed towards, but people had to generalize it. Oh, the other people were criminals.
Registered sex offender. It was like, well, yeah, but like, are you going to go out and kill all the registered sex offenders?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's still against the law.
Yeah.
I mean, like, regardless,
if you think
even if they were the worst people in the world, killing them without due process is still wrong.
Yeah. I heard he was under like a police academy thing. So
oh, yeah.
Wow. I guess they were teaching you that there, huh? Look, if you're gonna
kill them, make sure they're either black or protesters.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, man, that kind of reminded me of John Oliver. I saw his episode last week. He was talking about jury duty. And it's one thing you shouldn't talk about. Like, no one likes jury duty.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But he even made a point. Like, it's just like, even if you don't like jury duty, the fact that a lot of white people are in jury duty should be telling.
Oh.
He went there. And I was just like, wow, you're right. You're making me want to go to jury duty, you know what I mean? But no, he did the HBO and his team did extensive research on the fact that most juries are whitewashed.
Oh,
and
really?
Old videos. Yeah, I'll link it to you later. Most old videos of how to do the selective trials of jury duties. So there's this really old video from like the 90s. He's literally being selective racially. He's just like, yeah, you don't want a lot of black people. You want the uneducated ones. The black girls, bad. Very bad.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did John Oliver?
He tried to comment. He tried to find the guy and comment.
Oh no, but did he line out specific reasons why the guy was being so selective, or was it just the clip without any commentary?
He led up to that point. It was a long video, but
Okay.
yeah, you know how he goes.
Yeah.
He always backs things up with the things he knows about, with all the research he's done. Yeah, they do a lot to prep for their episodes for once a week.
Oh, of course. I think
that's
every
a crazy amount of research.
every show except for ours does a lot.
Oh, yeah, right.
a lot of
We
prep.
literally come in like, oh, I'm probably not right, but here you go.
just two guys with their
Yeah.
uneducated fucking opinions.
Yeah, and we're gonna figure out, because it happens every time we do this, we're gonna figure out who's not on their game today. Last time you weren't really on your factual game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
it may lean towards me today.
but I mean, I think it makes it better in a sense. Okay, so sorry if you come to us for news.
I question you if you come to us for news.
No,
there's a lot of more unbiased news out there. The Associated Press, ProPublica, definitely those two for sure. But continue.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can keep the topics relevant for some sort of news-ish.
I mean, hopefully, yeah.
But I think more so this platform is for having conversations, right? Like just I know a lot of the episodes that we've had thus far is just kind of like a general topic, but I think once we get into some of the stuff that's planned, we're just gonna bring stuff up that people don't want to talk about and just like talk about it. Just be like, yeah, here in your face, fucking pedophiles.
Yeah, are we
all
gonna,
that shit.
Are we gonna have like maybe future updates like right now? Like we could just tell them what we might have planned.
No, that's for the Patreon. So
That's for the Patreon?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's everyone on Patreon. If you guys don't know, everyone on Patreon gets to give suggestions for episode topics in the future. If we're debating between an episode, of course they get to choose. They also will get updated on episode lists, and along with all the
Behind the scenes
thousands
stuff, exclusive stuff that we do. Yeah.
thousands of other benefits there are, or not thousands, like
Like
4.
Yeah, we want.
No, along
I've seen
with all
some.
the other
I've seen some scammy ass Patreon.
Like what? Like if you subscribe to our Patreon, we'll send you nudes.
No. Like,
I mean, 'cause we're doing that.
They don't keep. Yeah, the third one is expect a nude, but do you like my rhyming scheme? But anyway, the Patreons that I've seen, like some of them just don't keep their promise, and they're like stupid expensive, like $70 for tier 3.
$70 for tier 3, and they don't keep their promises.
Yeah.
Like that kind of sucks because the people are already at $70.
And we can't even like, I mean, if we take a full circle, we can't even call them like, what do you call, like if it was a OnlyFans and the guys that are doing it, we can't even call them simps. They're just actual people that are pretty much loyal to the channel, and they're just being smacked. You know?
I hope that doesn't hurt anyone's ears.
Oops. I take the clipping down. Don't worry.
Loud sound disclaimer.
Yeah.
After the fact. Oh, and
we're the opposite of seizure-inducing material that you would want to hear.
Quick shout out to Scissor Battery 345 for our Patreon pick of the week, and let me see, for as far as sponsors go, I actually have to think about this one since we make up the sponsors on the spot.
Yeah, how are we feeling right now? Right, so, I mean,
sponsored
Eddie Grant for sure.
Yeah, by the Electric Avenue or the guy who sings it.
Eddie Grant.
Yeah, Eddie Grant. Yeah, I know. The guy who sings it.
The guys who sings it.
No, not the guy who has the copyright to Electric Avenue, because that's... Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Well, unless it's Eddie Grant, then don't fuck you. Put
you
your song on
made a great
Spotify.
song. Yeah, please put your song. I've been waiting for years, man.
I mean, like, hopefully it's not like a Prince's Family thing where it's just like the family owns the copyright and they're just like...
That shit was so confusing. I mean, it made some sense. At the same time.
He made his music for everybody.
Yeah. I don't even think it was his family, though. I think he was a Warner Brothers studio. Warner Brothers are freaking cheap.
From my understanding, after Prince passed, his family owned the rights to his music. And
Marvin Gaye's family.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like Marvin Gaye's family. And they refused to release it to the public because they're just like, it's blah, 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 so. Yeah,
no.
I remember they took all of it off of YouTube.
It's crazy, because I even told you, like, didn't know a single song from Prince except for that song, Kiss.
That
That was the only song because it played on Coast 103.5 all the time. So, and you can't even search his songs on YouTube. They weren't even there either.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so fucked up, but it was like after he died, I finally got his music, you know what I mean?
Oh, same thing with Michael Jackson for you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Michael Jackson for sure, too. Yeah. I didn't know, for Michael Jackson, I didn't know a single song. Not one song.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, not even like, just beat it.
No.
No?
No. And I've heard Billie Jean through mouth. So I never knew how it really went.
Oh, you know, I know a couple of Billie Jeans, sadly.
Wait, questions?
No, not like their name Billie Jean, like the type of person of Billie Jean.
Yeah,
like just like what's another song person's name? Like
Runaway Sue,
Runaround Sue, or
Runaround, Runaround Sue,
or like Roxanne. I don't know any Roxannes.
Sasha Thumpa.
Yeah, what's a guy's name? I kind of feel like we're just.
Oh, we went through so many girls' names. Well, I mean, but that we can't help it.
Are there any songs named after guys?
No. Going through my 4,000 songs I know in my head. No. Not at the moment, no.
We should make one. We'll call it Chris.
just Chris.
Just Chris.
It has to be a rhyming scheme, though. They all have like a little thing going around.
Billie Jean isn't a rhyming scheme. It's just talk about some girl who's pretending that
it's still, I mean, like, okay. As fucked up as Billie Jean is, it's a pretty cool name. Billie Jean. It just runs off the mouth.
Well, what about Roxanne? Oh, no, Roxanne rhymes. You Roxanne.
Yeah.
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 I know you're a prostitute.
Yeah, I know you're a prostitute. Sasha Thumpa, sticking needles in.
Oh, what about
Caroline?
Caroline. Yeah, I was just about to say that. No, but I think
all of our viewers just lost attention.
Yeah. We're bouncing off of each other too much.
What the hell were we talking about?
No, I'm still trying to think if there's any songs named after guys. Oh, by the way, guys, I found out the definition of a rodent because I'm stupid and I wanted to know why capybaras were rodents specifically, and if they need the teeth to be rodents. So beavers are rodents, skunks are not.
The buck teeth.
Yeah, the buck teeth.
Yeah.
Beavers are rodents, skunks are not. I already knew this, but possums are marsupials. You're welcome. That will save your life one day. I don't know why.
So, just off the little search I just did. Oh, boy!
Oh, no. I just thought of one. Oh, Donny boy. The pipes are calling.
I guess that counts. I mean, it does count, for sure. We have A Boy Named Sue by Johnny Cash. Do you know this? Do you know that song?
I think so. I know Johnny Cash, so
I mean, spoiler alert, if you listen to that song all the way through, he's a guy that's named Sue.
A boy. Well, I mean...
Yeah, and he's finding his parent, the dad that named him that,
so he can punch him in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck?
I mean, like, I think it'd be cool if my name were Sue.
Yeah,
but instead,
Alejandro, Lady Gaga.
Oh,
don't know your name.
I was thinking asking Alexandria for some reason.
But is Alejandro bad in that song?
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be bad. I mean
every girl we see, we kind of need a fair...
Well, okay, so what is Alejandro about? Like, what's the song about? And what does Alejandro do to Lady Gaga to make...
Yeah, this is the most searching we'll ever do in this one episode.
Doesn't Taylor Swift have a lot of songs named after guys? Or is it just songs about guys that she doesn't name?
Do we want to talk about Ariana Grande's?
Oh, that's sad, though.
Thank you. Next.
It was because her ex-boyfriend died, though. You didn't know that?
Mac Miller?
Yeah.
Well, wait, did she write that song specifically for Mac?
Yes. She mentions it in the song. She says, because he was an angel.
This does... Okay. Contextually...
Am I crashing your world right now?
No! Okay. No, contextually, that shouldn't feel like a memory song for Mac Miller.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because
I think as brought to my attention. Oh, okay. Editor is signaling me. I'm right. No, not right. But as brought to my attention by the editor, or one of the editors. Sorry. Most of the songs after Mac Miller died are written because of that. I know that it ruined her. I was gonna say marriage, but not marriage, relationship, because she had a fiance.
Yes.
Yeah, but so most of the songs that she wrote after the fact were about, in some way, shape, or form, kind of like paying homage to Mac Miller.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, I found that out not too long ago,
guess.
actually. Yeah, well,
but I mean, that's why I think it's kind of the chorus, like, thank you, next. It's like, damn, Jesus.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I guess I have a lot more respect for Ariana Grande now because she was out in the LA protests.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you know, she puts her money where her mouth is. So I mean, she wins respect for me. But I do agree that back when I was at the school, I was telling the kids, you know, not to idolize a song that's like "Thank You Next." I was just like, you should treat your partners with respect, and if they're your exes, you know, much like the ideology of the song, like you learn something from them.
Oh yeah,
but don't have like a "Thank You Next" mentality.
Yeah. I mean, the chorus is so moving and enthralling. People are going to use that when, you know. I mean, I could talk about the song structure. It's beautiful chords. But speaking of that, I just got the Alejandro lyrics. I know that we were young. And I know that you may love me, but I just can't be with you like this anymore, Alejandro. She's got both hands in her pocket, and she won't look at you. Won't look at you. She hides true love. En su bolsillo, she got a halo around her finger around you.
Do we know any Alejandros?
So what is this, like just a guy still in love with a...
Well, I mean, it's looking... I think you may be Alejandro. It's looking like maybe they were too young to work out.
You know I love you, boy. Hotline Mexico.
Oh, maybe it was like a fling.
Don't call my name, Alejandro. I'm not your babe, Fernando.
Okay, well, I'm not. You're not Alejandro.
Yeah.
you know who? What we do know. I know. Sorry, we know Lola Montez.
Yes.
Volbeat.
Oh man, now we're going far off. I don't think a lot of people know Volbeat.
Oh yeah,
Volbeat's a great band. I mean,
foreign.
We will argue if they're metal or not. They're not.
They're not. They're
fantastic singer.
Yeah, no, but Volbeat's great.
Yeah.
Check out Volbeat if you get the chance.
Yeah, Lola Montez,
the beautiful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very, very, very conniving. Lola Montez, she is.
Yeah, you better be careful. But I mean, I really think this conversation is just veering into us talking about music. It's okay. I mean, this is what the fucking podcast is about. I mean, I think I don't know. You know, since we're on the topic of Volbeat, I think I have like a guilty pleasure for their song structure and like the way that they sound.
They get flack for being they're kind of a mixed band. I love them. They get flack for being kind of repetitive and for another thing, not metal enough. Mm-hmm. And I hate that.
Well, they shouldn't get flack for not being metal enough.
Yeah,
because they have a specific audience.
Yeah, I hate that.
But repetitive is something they should get flack for.
Yeah, because like, I remember I showed you 3 songs, you're just like, they all sound the same. they all really do sound the same. They're all different for sure, but they sound the same in structure. I mean, listen to AC/DC and you know what I mean. But,
or fucking, what's his face? Who's the... Why can't I remember his name right now? The guy that sings Sunflower.
Oh, Post Malone.
Post Malone, yeah. Like, before he came out with Sunflower, like, all of his songs were repetitive. They were catchy, but a lot of them sounded similar.
Yeah. I like Post Malone a lot.
Really?
Yeah. His stuff is catchy enough for me.
No, I'm not a big fan of Post Malone, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. A lot of people aren't, and a lot of people also give him flack because they know he's good at guitar, and they just say, why? Why you had to go down this path? It's just like, let him do what he wants to do.
I mean, I think that he's evolved into an amazing artist.
Yeah.
I don't think he started off as an amazing artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's still not as bad as 6ix9ine.
Oh my god! Don't even start. Didn't he release a song while he was in jail?
Well, I mean, you know, it's so weird because you see all the kids on TikTok. They're all like, "Oh yeah, you know, 6ix9ine's out of jail. He's like, they're like, he's the best thing that's ever happened. He's Tupac," and I'm just like, no, not really.
Oh my god!
I don't like, you know, Tupac was all
this
about.
Just
like,
reminds me of Lil Wayne because he said the same thing, or he claimed it too. Or then we got Kanye West. I am God.
Oh no!
I am all his. The hell were we talking about?
No, like Tupac. Okay, like I kind of feel like 6ix9ine's MO is just like, look at me, I'm a fucking idiot. Well, I mean, maybe not. I'm just being hateful right now. I shouldn't be hateful. But his MO is kind of just like...
Well, he is an idiot.
Like,
he
look
did
at
so
me,
much fucked up shit.
Okay. Well, his MO, though, is like, look at me, I'm a gangster, right?
Yeah.
But Tupac's MO was like, love and peace
No, not even that. It was his struggles for being actually that part of his life.
Well, I mean, that's just what... I mean, that's not Tupac specifically.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what rap is.
Yeah, that's how gangster rap is.
That's how rap as an art form evolved, right? In the 90s with NWA. Yeah, and like that's just how it came into the mainstream, is because of the struggle.
Yeah.
And so not only is Tupac a true rap artist, but along with that, you know, he had his priorities in the right place, you know, love, peace, prosperity. He was saying that, like, be careful of those with money and stuff like that. It's basically just like, hey, they're trying to mess you up, you know, you got to stay good on your laurels.
I'm sure he's had some songs like I Get Around.
Yeah.
But, you know, a good fun-filled song with a little bit of funk in it, which is what most precedes a lot of West Coast rap, has a little bit of funk. And then you go on the New York side, they don't fuck with any of that shit. They're just like, we're going to have a dark piano sample and we're going to talk about the streets. And that's a lot of East Coast rap.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like, it works. But I mean, that's why I was talking about Tupac specifically, because we can name rap artists all day. But I feel like with 6ix9ine, I almost said Post Malone. He's not that bad. With 6ix9ine, people calling him like the next Tupac and stuff like that, like of course he's not, because not only was Tupac a true rapper because of the struggle of the streets, but on top of that, he was talking about like love, peace, and prosperity, like a rapping Bob Marley.
Yeah.
And
I still don't even. I mean, I would like to think it's not even that. I think he just had a lot of integrity and like genuineness behind the things he did.
But I mean, like, have you seen like videos, and what was that Tupac movie that came out?
I didn't see any of those films.
Oh yeah, his life is more so about preaching.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I knew that. He was a big time pull up too.
Yeah. See, so I mean, like, not even just the integrity. Like I said, like, he had a good mentality and philosophy about it. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. And I think to a more extent of things, with 6ix9ine, it's just like, even then, he should be genuine. Like, I feel like he's such a fake. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people thinking they come out of that kind of struggle, which is so not true. You know what I mean? A lot of rappers tend to go that route these days, when all you should really do is accept the reality that you're going to struggle in other ways. You're not holding a gun. You're not selling drugs. A lot of drugs are legal now. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I've always had that question about the genuinity of music. Like, let's go back to, or let's not go back. We haven't talked about her yet. I heard that if you listen to Lizzo, please do. She's really all for female positivity. We could talk about that another day, but there's just something I want to address, that I've heard that she's not so confident outside her music spectrum.
Oh yeah, of course. She's mentioned it. She says that she has a lot of like her music comes from a place of vulnerability with her body image, and
of course. And it's weird because I hear people insulting that. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't be both, and it never made sense to me. And like I said, I do appreciate a good genuinity, and like, if you're you off hand and off stage and during music, then good for you. But there's something, I don't know where I'm going with this, honestly.
I don't know where you're
going with this. We were just talking about music, so I just wanted to vibe off that.
Honestly, you just get very carried away when it comes.
I got carried away.
No, but it's cool. Yeah. You don't have to be so sad.
But no, I'm only just like this because I lost my point. So I actually lost my point. So anyway, back to, let's bring it back. We were talking about Tupac. We were talking about rap. Well, anyway, first of all, do you like West Coast or East Coast?
West Coast. I'm more of a West Coast
You're a West
type
Coast
rap guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I always get that argument question with me too, but I say it's the South. The South is where it's repping.
Okay, that's just a trick question. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Do you like hamburgers or hot dogs? I'm more of a pizza guy.
I'm actually a pizza guy myself. But, I used to hate pizza. No, yeah. Outkast was like I said, West Coast had a lot of funk. East Coast had a lot of dark piano.
Mm-hmm.
Then South was just something else. They were bumping. Outkast and Southern rap is responsible for alternative rap. Don't at me. That's all I got to say about that. Because everything they've done was experimental stuff that then succeeded into all the alternative rap we know today. And then people like Kid Cudi helped out with that movement. And then Kendrick Lamar and everyone after that. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the South for the rap.
And as far as lo-fi hip-hop, where do you think that kind of fits in? I know that's like kind of a new and emerging genre.
I love lo-fi hip-hop.
Well, me too.
Yeah. I think that one is just incredible because anyone with a freaking computer and a mic
could just record.
Yeah, exactly.
We have one of the upcoming sponsors. I'm going to save his spotlight for the next video because he's actually going to, we're actually going to talk about it on the next video and not this one. But he's a lo-fi hip hop artist, and we are going to have him as a guest on the show at one point. But we're going to play some samples of his music here on the show, and I hope everyone gives him a look. I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to be shouting him out yet, so I won't. Okay. But I mean, So, but I think lo-fi is a more pure expression of hip hop and like more genuine, especially in like today's climate, because I kind of feel like hip hop, or not hip hop specifically, but a lot of hip hop has evolved into pop. In today's musical world, I feel
you're talking about hip hop, so people like Drake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I get what you mean.
Yeah, because I mean, like, of course, there are still hip hop artists out there, and there's still rap artists out there. However, the general sense of hip hop has evolved into pop. So, like, hip hop.
Yeah.
Where most mainstream artists aren't the Eminem and Dr. Dre's that we used to see and like hear being big, because like most of the big ones now are like you said, Drake. Mm-hmm. Or Post Malone, or other people that we would hear on the radio. Mm-hmm. I don't think I hear like hard rap on the radio anymore, other than like old songs.
I think that's just the times. I think we're moving away from that.
Yeah, am I showing my age?
Not necessarily, because we like lo-fi. That's not hardcore at all.
Yeah. No, but I mean, am I showing my age to be like, oh, back in my day? Like, is it just moving with the times, and I'm just like not moving fast enough?
Nah, I think you're fine. You and I are pretty well in depth into our music.
Yeah.
Palette. We listen to everything.
Yeah. No, okay.
Bullshit about that. I think you just have a taste for the grittier stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I like the new stuff too. I don't not like hip hop. I just think that it's all somewhat general, and there's not much that it speaks about, because like older music, used to come from a place of. Okay, now I'm really showing my.
No. But no. The thing is, you're talking about like the impact that a lot of social music has. Gangster rap was social music. Bob Dylan was social music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bob Marley was social music. Mm-hmm. We would love to have something across the lines of social music these days, but everything again is in a standstill. So we're all kind of dry, and we need some pop music, which we're being given. But social music, I'm not sure if lo-fi is getting there. At least the ones you've shown me, because there's a lot of anime lo-fi, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'm a really big fan of anime lo-fi rap.
Yeah, I think the big problem right now is that with social music, there is what comes one in a few, the rare stuff. but it has to be a big artist to be able to achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
Most social music back then were people lesser known. And I'm going to start with very early 1900s with Billie Holiday. She is probably responsible for all social music we have today, with Strange Fruit, which is one of the darkest songs I've ever heard in my entire life, because it deals with the analogy of a fruit and a man hanging in the tree.
Oh.
Yeah, Strange Fruit. There is a strange fruit. And that gave me chills, because I listened to it before. I'm a guy that actually listens to music before the lyrics, so 90% of the time I don't know what the song's about.
Mm-hmm.
And I read a book about it, about all social music, or a lot of social music, from 1900s to now. She started all of that and brought in a movement of things to come. And most people that came up to that point, like Bob Dylan, Rage Against the Machine, those people weren't so well known, but they were then known because of their social music.
Mm-hmm.
And with people like, we could talk
System
about
of a Down too.
Oh yeah, System of a Down.
Oh, you know what's funny? The people that listen to hold your thought though, don't forget.
Yeah.
But the people that listen to like System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine are the same people that are just like, well, you gotta comply when the police back in my day. Why are there so many riots nowadays? It's like, what? Isn't this the music?
That was super funny.
It's that damn gangster hip hop.
It's just like, I will not listen to your Rage Against the Machine music anymore because you're trying to find a political message. It's just like, I'm doing the hand gestures because you guys can't see from left to right. But again, I'll say that a lot of social music back in the day, preceding 2000s, were common people that wanted their voice to be heard. And at a time during the thundering 60s, during the Vietnam War, a lot of voices were heard.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you need a lot of status to make your voice heard. And I'll bring it back to This Is America by Childish Gambino.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would have been that big if he wasn't that popular.
Oh, yeah, of course not. Because one thing, I feel like this is a problem with overexposure in itself. And this may be a problem. Like, I kind of really want to ask you, look, one thing about the internet is it gives us exposure, access, and the power to fight so many political and human rights issues, right? But it spreads our attention. And do you think that's hurting social music or it's hurting causes?
It's hurting so many things. We come to a point where I've told myself many times it's bad to generalize. It is.
Mm-hmm.
You should never bring like any sort of group into a generality, because all across all groups there's going to be a percentage that are good and a percentage that is bad.
Yeah, of course.
Simple as that. Can't just lump them all into one scenario.
Except racists. No, I'm just kidding. Go on.
They would be the bad. But it's at the same time as when you're being barraged with so many issues, and I finally found the term for it. It's empathy. I lost the term.
Oh well. It's gone forever.
Damn. Wait, hold on. And what's funny, and I always tell people, I know the word that means a loss for the word, lithologica.
That's okay. So to pick up on that, or because
obviously the barrage of issues will make you tired.
Mm-hmm.
That was what the word should have been, but tired of feeling these issues.
Okay, so quick question on that then. Do you think that social media is doing more harm than good, or do you think it's doing more good than bad? Because before I start talking about this, let me list some of the good stuff with social media. You know, it does raise awareness with issues. And not only does it raise awareness and it can reach every part of the globe to gain global support, it highlights issues that we wouldn't even know about. So let's pretend we lived in the days pre-MySpace. Yeah, I know. we lived in the days, picture it, 2004. Mm-hmm. No, that's 2006. Yeah. But no, we live in the days pre-MySpace. And a cop kneeled on a black man's neck and he died. or a cop shot a black guy 7 times in the back and he died, or Hispanic kids are being held in detention centers and they're being sold to human trafficking, we wouldn't know about any of this because whoever finds it out would be local in the community. Maybe it might be on the news and it'll gain a lot of support locally and maybe across the nation. But the thing is, there are many, many, many injustices that are going to go unnoticed in a time like that.
Yeah.
However, social media is highlighting those justices. Mm-hmm. But on the inverse, I'm seeing, and this is just a personal view, a lot of lack of commitment and dedication to causes, because Black Lives Matter was a fad, and I hate to say that, but that's what it was. It was a fad because it was
trendy to stick it for the man, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, because it was some sad stuff happened. It was trending. Everyone got behind the movement. And then with a stroke of a Twitter or whatever, however you want to say it, with a stroke of a pen or with his thumbs with a tweet, Donald Trump basically erased much of that madness. Now, you see me, I'm part of community activist groups. So I'm still out there fighting the fight. There's still a lot of people out there fighting the fight. But what was trending on Twitter, what was trending on social media stopped until something else happened. And there's so many people trying to fight these issues that I kind of feel like a lot of it gets lost in the ether of the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that it's more good or that it's more bad?
We need to get to a point where we can just focus on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how things usually move. And with social media, that can be a bad thing. And back to what I was saying earlier about all these issues that come to us, to our knowledge, not just in our borders across China, the Middle East, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it all comes into our brain and we know about it. But at the end of the day, we have problems at home. We need to get out of our houses, for one. We need to have a vaccine ready. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There are so many personal issues that ride with us that if we don't even address that first, that's the problem. Then these things will be a trend.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, we're all self-inflicted in some way because of this pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, to go along with that, it's kind of funny. So I'm not Democratic or Republican. I'm independent. You know that. Hopefully the people here know it, so I don't really lean either way. The only reason I lean one way, I'll fucking say it, the only reason I lean left is because right now the right is made up of a majority of like racist, minority killing assholes, when it's not really like that. Back when it was just political issues, I'm center leaning.
There is no need to generalize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because leaning left didn't mean leaning towards human rights. Right now, leaning left means I just want the basic necessities of human rights, which is really sad. But, so picks for candidates, for political issues, for me, I agree with the movement of like, why don't we introduce a third party system and why don't we vote for third party candidates? But, a big thing kind of to go with what you're saying with social media is I kind of feel like people bite off more than they can chew. I kind of feel like revolution is successive steps, right? Like one after another, just like we make milestones for bigger victories. Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of people just all over the internet saying like, fuck the two-party system, we're voting third party. And my opinion with this is the root of the cause right now is, I don't want to make this too political, but fuck it. The root of the cause right now.
And we've always been political.
Yeah, is Trump, right?
Yeah.
He's,
I think objectively he's just a root of the problem.
Yeah. So
despite what you think.
So like not his policies or anything, but the fact that like racist shit happens and he does not condone the racist.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's the root of the problem. He allows racists to be racist, so we need to get him out of office. Right.
Of course.
So in my view, we would be like get him out of office. Then let's focus on setting up a third party system where we all collectively agree to vote for a third party system. But the people that want to vote third party in this election, I kind of feel like are harming the chances of revolution because they want to be at step 10 when we have to be at step 1. Because they're right, but they're trying to move too quickly. And, there's nothing wrong with that. But if everything falls flat on its face, then there is something wrong with that because we'll just have another 4 years of someone allowing racist people in the U.S. to be racist. Because if we had a different president right now, one that cared about the lives of the people, he would be doing a better response towards the pandemic. He would be doing a better response for the lower class within the pandemic as far as like job loss and tax cuts and stimulus packages and reliefs and stuff like that. And when events like Wisconsin happen, when someone gets shot 7 times in the back, and within the same police department, there's a guy or there's someone not affiliated with the police department that goes and he kills people, and then they don't shoot him 7 times in the back, they just let him through.
Yeah.
Then, I'm pretty sure from the president we would see a response of like, hey, we need police reform, so we make sure stuff like this doesn't happen. But what he's focused on...
Oh, you should have seen the RNC then.
...is, I know, I've seen it. And, the stuff that he's focused on is, like, voter suppression by, like, getting rid of the mail. And, like, that's just a whole nother can of worms. Yeah. Like, fascism, really, like, he's suppressing the voters' voices.
And twisting our words.
And twisting words. Yeah, so it's...
what you said right now, and I heard from them, they would just say... They're just trying to take down the whole police force.
Yeah, of course. Like, we're not trying to take down the police
exactly.
force.
It's just like we need peaceful officers on the streets for sure. Mm-hmm. There has to be a way to go about that. And this isn't it. Mm-hmm. Simple.
Yeah. So that's but with that, I kind of feel like that's part of the whole social media craze of like tackling issues. I feel like they start tackling other issues before one is completely tackled.
No, exactly. That's and I still can't find the phrase, but like it's just tiring. And I think also there's a lot of people on social media that also say that because I always get this too. They share a news article and they're just like, why isn't this on the news more often? And it's like, why are you trying to be a social warrior for like these different scenarios when we should like focus on one thing at once?
You see, and I'm with that too, but the thing is like, okay, I think it's important to draw attention to all of these issues.
Of course.
Yeah, of course no one should stop focusing on the issues, but the thing is, things are moving in waves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Much with like the political thing, people are biting off more that they can chew, and what they need to do is focus. Like they need to center their focus on something that they need to center their focus on big societal issues that are tackleable, right?
Yeah.
And keep on pushing. Like, okay, so for instance, the stuff that was happening with the protests and the riots with George Floyd were all good because they achieved results, right?
Yeah.
And then we went even further and we were starting to see results on the murderers of Breonna Taylor. But then the social media, the voices of social media stopped. There's still people supporting it, but definitely not a large enough base to make changes anymore. And we need to see those things through before all of our attention is jumping to the next issue. And we're just, I mean, honestly, like we're just fucked nowadays.
Yeah, no, and at the same time, it really does suck because for a good amount of those people, they just thought it was trendy, so they went along with it. For another portion of those people, they have lives too. It just kind of sucks that they just can't get along with something like that when they're so busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, we can't generalize complacent people at either. A lot of them we can. Because we talked about this too. Those that were kind of complacent about this issue weren't really getting it.
Yeah.
But I know there are people out there that do care.
That just don't have the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that falls into the whole, like, the societal trap of us having to work a 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
And, like, most of our time is going to these big businesses rather than when people would have, let's say, more time in, I'm trying to think of a time period, but I know, like, the late 80s and stuff like that, late 80s, early 90s, people were still working the 9 to 5, but they didn't need the other social responsibilities outside of work as well in order to pay bills. For instance, like, they'd work the 9 to 5, they'd, and it was already being set up in an institution then. But, they'd go home and they spend time with their families, and that was pretty much it, other than other side hobbies and passions now. But other people, they work their job, sometimes even part-time, but they're putting more hours in because they can't pay rent. And then they get out of that, and they're thinking of other things to pay rent, and they only get, like a day and a half off every week. And that's definitely not enough time to fight social issues, to actually relax, or to have a creative medium. You're robbed of all that time that you're dedicating towards companies when you should be like dedicating it towards yourself and bettering society. But, and I know I'm rambling a bit, but I'm leading it somewhere, because I think, when it came to issues that needed to be pushed, let's say women's suffrage, right, like the right to vote. There were other social issues at the time too, like the treatment of minorities, the war on drugs, even though that was on the opposite spectrum.
Drugs are winning.
The war on drugs, the treatments of blacks, the treatments of Hispanics, and stuff like that, like gaining voices, gaining rights. There were other issues afoot, but a lot of the women came together and they pushed until the women got rights to vote, right? Same thing with civil rights with black leaders. And, there's stuff like the government or social leaders putting them down, but still it was pushed. It was pushed by the entire community and then some.
Oh, yeah.
And we have that ability nowadays, but I kind of feel like we've been conditioned not to push that hard. And what we're seeing right now with all the protests and riots are people that are fed up of not pushing the system.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden just exploding into a riot rather than...
Yeah, and it's sad because it's not the common people's fault. It really isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were ever complacent about this, yeah, it's pretty ignorant of you, but I don't blame you.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you're just conditioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that's conditioning them is, every major, like, turning point in history was by riot. And, I am by no means condoning people to go out and riot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, people didn't like the monarchy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So they rioted.
Yeah.
They started a war, and we became a democracy.
Mm.
And, the people in France, like, they wanted the French Revolution, right? Mm. Like, they rioted. And, there have been peaceful protests along with riots, but I implore you, if you are against riots, please do not tell people that riots are not the way to get change done. It's important to tell people that, like, hey, the riots are hurting some people, so, like, you shouldn't riot because of the safety of others, but riots are essential to change. Protests are...
That's a hot take.
It's true.
That's not even lukewarm.
Riots are essential to change. Protests are essential to change. You don't... Whether it's refusing to play in the NBA, or if it's taking a knee at the national anthem, or if it's going out in LA...
Damn you took my point.
Yeah.
I was going to go full circle.
Yeah, but it's going out in LA. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Or it's, whatever they're doing, all of this stuff pushes the system. It makes it uncomfortable for lawmakers. Lawmakers are spending more money because businesses are being interrupted. They're not contributing to the local economy. They're stopping the trades of goods and services. The local economy is being hurt from these protests and riots. So it pushes people to make changes. So that is how you make changes, because if leaders see that their citizens are unhappy, then a good one, a good leader would look for some way to quell them in order to bring order back to society.
See, now, what I actually like about none of the situation is likable, but what I actually found a little positive about the situation, and I wanted to connect this to the first season of Korra. Now, there's going to be spoilers here because I remember the last time we...
Oh, yeah. For if you want to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, please skip to... I'll put it in the description of the episode.
Yeah. But there's a likeliness to politics that doesn't always dwell into sports. And I think because as a common man, not only we're conditioned, but don't really have a lot of say anymore these days.
Mm-hmm.
We have to look towards a higher power. And sports does that for us because in any one instance, everyone watches sports. Every freaking person on the earth watches sports, even if we don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you politicize sports, it's a big rift. And in The Legend of Korra Season 1, Amon, the big villain of that season,
Mm-hmm.
was really for the reform of like non-benders.
Mm-hmm.
And what he was doing, while necessarily was gaining a lot of good traction, obviously his idealistic plan would have come through in a long term.
Mm-hmm.
But everything he does was out of a good confidence, and people rallied behind him. But because he fucked with pro-bending, I think in a real-world scenario, everyone would be pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Oh,
I truly
see.
think so. Because it's like, the fuck?
That's the first sports.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And that's why I think the NBA, the baseball league, and NASCAR, all those sports are doing a good justice right now. It's taking on the things that everyone likes the most, and it's just like, well, we can't watch sports now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard that maybe NBA might still play on the playoffs, but by doing this is a bigger voice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And
most
at this
definitely.
point, that's what we can only rely on. And again, it's like we can only rely on Childish Gambino. We can only rely on Jay-Z,
Mm-hmm.
and it sucks that we can't have the common man speak up as loud as they can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have so much more voice now with this age, but I think like we were saying earlier, the exposure, it has given us more of a voice, but it has also silenced those voices, because not only are there more issues to tackle, but I kind of feel like there's more distractions as well, because like people who want to ignore it, these issues should not be ignored because these are human rights issues. And people that want to ignore it, they just turn on YouTube and watch their channel that's not talking about it, right? And let's take this back to the founding fathers of America. They couldn't ignore these political issues. It was like, if you didn't like where you are, you didn't really have much else to do.
Yeah.
So you better revolutionize.
In a new country.
Yeah.
We're all here.
Just sitting around, no electricity.
What should we do, guys? Let's write a big ass pamphlet.
No, but it sucks too, because it's these distractions, and I feel like because of these distractions. Oh, the other time that I was talking about it, I think I was saying some sort of philosopher was the one that was saying the breaking point. It's Marxism.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm correcting myself on this episode for anyone. It's Marxism that where systems in society reach a breaking point, and they're talking about capitalism specifically. But in this system, I feel like, I really feel like that there won't be much of a push or much of a revolution unless more of what's happening right now keeps happening. Because if we just leave it as is, due to the way of social media, I kind of feel like there's no way to rally enough people to make a change. And not to mention that we're being suppressed by the media.
Yeah.
And usually in times like this, the media does help, but I kind of feel like the current administration has placed so much distrust in the media and dispersed the stories. And then there's actually media outlets that are trying to suppress. They're putting the focus in the wrong areas. Mm-hmm. That now the media may be doing more harm than good, and it's really sad, because it's really becoming like a fascist system when you can't trust the media and you can't trust your local law enforcement.
Yeah, it's a shame. And again, we had to look up towards the people with money and people with status. And at the same time, even they're emotionally tired, because, I mean, we can really delve into the system and talk about how LeBron James may be off for BLM, but, talking about being with Nike, even though, you know, a lot of factories are
No.
doing some bad shit in China. So people are going to be like, oh, distraction. Why are you supporting China now? You know what I mean? It's like, you're right. But at the same time,
focus on the bigger and more
Yeah,
local
yeah,
issue.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
exactly.
yeah, because I mean, the sad thing is they are right. You know,
Yeah.
he shouldn't be, but those voices shouldn't be silenced. You know, it's just a big freaking mess. I felt more sure about this before all of this stuff started happening, but now you're hearing a different story every day. You're hearing like human trafficking case, police shooting and killing, riots, protests. Like this person said they hate gay people. Yeah, and it's just like there's so much going on that it's hard to kind of wade your way through the shit.
You know what I think, though? I think that if you really care about us and humans and the way the world goes around, I think you should just rally behind one good thing. You know what I mean? You know how I've always told you that if I ever get myself into a non-charity situation, it'd be for human trafficking and human trafficking only.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So somewhat like, just like a little insight, you know, like I was saying earlier, I'm part of a political activist group.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I'm trying to get into, you know, the city, like city advisory committees, to help push things that will help the community, along with, you know, writing your local lawmakers and stuff like that. But no one has to be exactly like me. You know, some people go post crazy and they inform people, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of crap out there with overexposure. I think what's important is, like you said, if someone kind of chooses the issue that they resonate most with.
Oh, yeah.
And they help push that issue.
Yeah,
and then when it comes to big issues that's affecting the whole nation, everyone gets behind.
Yeah.
And they push for those humans to have rights.
And it's okay to change from time to time. Like, I think for the longest time, I used to be I always donated to water.org.
Oh, yeah.
Just, they give a lot of water now. So these days, I'm a little bit more mature and I think about other issues. Water is a good issue, though. Like, everyone needs to definitely. It's the most, if we really want to talk about the most basic thing next to air, everyone needs water.
And earth and fire.
Yeah, and earth and But now I'm mature enough to know that what I would resonate most with would be human trafficking, because I mean that sounded kind of weird, but like I don't like it at all. and I know that a lot of people don't. And we hope for a future where modern day slavery goes down in numbers because of the acts of many. But yeah, and I know you're doing your part in being part of the council, because being behind the scenes,
advisory committee, not the city council.
Sorry,
I don't have the experience yet.
Sorry. But being behind the scenes is also a good thing. That means you're more trained focus on literal law passing issues, I guess.
Yeah. Like legislation.
Yeah, legislation stuff. Yeah. So that's your main focus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We can all know what's right or wrong in our mind, but if we put our brains to too many issues, that's how you get that shit on social media.
Quick question. 2 things. 1, wage slavery. Do you think that's a form of modern day slavery? Just yes or no. We can talk about it next time.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. 2 is Electric Avenue should be on Spotify.
Hell
Ben and Bao,
yeah.
not the food.
Not the